just joining, this is Shalaya with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going over our website 201 class. So to get started, we're going to begin by going to agent.kw.com, and we're going to log into Command. I always like to make note, your username is not case sensitive. However, your password is. If you do have any trouble signing in, if you click on this little eyeball icon here, that will give you a preview of your password so you can be sure that is keyed in correctly. Once you have your logins here, we can click on sign in. So the first thing that we want to do before we dive into our website pages is make sure that our marketing profile is up to date. Our marketing profile is what feeds to our website and marketing. So if any of that information is incorrect or outdated, you want to make sure you have that updated before you start working on anything. So to get there, we're going to click on our name in the top right, and we're going to go down to settings. Once we're in our settings here, on the left-hand side, we're going to go under Connect Settings, and then our marketing profile. So starting at the top here, over in the right corner, you'll see this toggle is green. That means that this profile is feeding to our marketing. We do want to always make sure that is green. So next we have our headshot photo here. So you do want to be sure your headshot is cropped down to a perfect square. If you see that your photo looks a little distorted in this circle here, that is how it will show up on your marketing. If you have any trouble cropping or uploading your photo, you can email it over to us and we can get that updated for you. Next, we have team logo. So if you are on a team, your team logo can go in this spot here. If you are not on a team, we do still recommend you have an image uploaded here. The reason for that is because some of the marketing materials automatically pull that logo in. So if you don't have an image there, it can show up as a broken image link. So if you don't have a team logo, you can use like a KW logo like you see here, or you can use like a realtor logo or any other credential or custom logo that you might have. Next, we have our details section. So you do want to be sure that your name reflects the same as it does on your license to make sure you are within compliance. Next, we have our license number. If you're on a team, your team name can go here. If you have a professional job title that you would like to have in your marketing, you can add that here. If you have a slogan that you use for your business, you can add slogans in here. Next, we have our designations and credentials. If you're not sure how to get this little R icon here, if you hold down the Alt key on your keyboard and type in 0174, that'll give you that symbol there. Next, we have the option to add military affiliations. So if you select your affiliation from this drop down here, you'll see there is active duty, reserves, veteran, military spouse, gold star family, military family member, National Guard, and supporter/patriot. Once you select your affiliation from this list, it then brings out another drop-down list where you can select the branch that you are affiliated with. Once you make your selection, be sure to hit the add button here. Otherwise, those changes will not save on your profile. Next, we have our bio box here. This is where our biography will go. The way that your bio looks in this box is how it will show up on your marketing. So if you do want to have line breaks in between your paragraphs like you see here, this is where you want to make sure that's reflecting. Next, we have our contact information. So your mobile phone number. If by some chance you are not in the States, you can change your country code by clicking the drop down here. Next, we have our office number. This would be your market center's number. And if you or your market center has a fax number that you would like to add, you do have the option to add a fax number in here. This one is not required. Next, we have our email. So most likely you will see your KW email listed here. If by some chance you do have another business email that you prefer to use over your KW email, that is perfectly fine. You're not required to use your KW email if you do have another email you use for your business. Next, we have our website URL here. So most likely you will see your command URL here, unless you have a custom domain or website that you are utilizing. If you are using the KW site, you do want to be sure that you do not have www before your domain, as the KW sites are not compatible with that format. We do recommend that you do have the HTTPS in here. That is what makes your link clickable on your marketing. So below that, we have our market center information. So you'll see on the market center logo, it does look distorted in this circle. The logos are a bit different from the headshot photos, where they will automatically correct themselves on your marketing and the headshots will not. Next to that, we have our market center address and phone number. We do recommend always being sure that this information is correct. If by chance you've transferred market centers or your market center has relocated or anything like that, always make sure that address is reflecting the correct location. Down below that, we have our compliance items here. If your market center has any legal text that they require for compliance, you can add that in here to the legal footer text box. You do not need to add the verbiage of everything is independently owned and operated. That's automatically on your marketing. So if you were to type that in there, it will show up twice. Below that, we have our legal footer links. So some market centers do have links that they require for compliance. For example, Texas agents do have to have their commission information links in here. And New York agents have to have their standard operating procedure links in here. If you do need to add legal footer links, you can do that by clicking the add link button. And then you will be able to put in the title here and then the URL to the link you are adding. If you need to remove these, you can simply click on the red trash can icon on the right side, and that will delete the line. Under that, we have legal footer images. These images are very small, they're thumbnail size. You'll see in the description, they are 128 by 48 pixels, so very small. You probably don't want to use that for any major advertisement or anything like that. But if you have additional like credential logos or maybe vendor logos that you have to have on your marketing, you can put those there. Then under that, we have an option to add our social media links. So if you have your business pages set up, you can add your links in here. So you have the option for your Facebook page. If you have a Twitter, Instagram, if you have a YouTube channel, you can add that here, as well as your LinkedIn profile. And then down at the bottom, we have Google Analytics ID. Command is currently working to update to the new Google Analytics update. So this is not currently working at the moment, but typically how this would work is you would drop your tracking ID here, and then that would track the traffic coming to your KW website. Once you've completed updating your marketing profile, make sure you hit save at the bottom to save your changes. This will refresh the page and you'll get a notice stating that your marketing profile was saved. So now that we have our marketing profile updated, we can go ahead and start on our website pages. So to get to our website, we want to go to the Consumer tab. If you're still getting familiar with what each of these icons stand for, if you click on the red KW in the top left corner, that will bring out a description for each icon. So to get to our website, we want to go to consumer, which is the bottom one here. So if your website has been initially set up, or if you went through the website 101 class last week, then you should already have your first initial pages in here. So today we're going to be going over adding some additional pages. So the pages we will be adding are the download my app page, mortgage calculator, a school search page, Keller Mortgage, what's my home worth, testimonial pages, as well as how to add a custom page. So to get started with adding our pages, we want to click on create new page in the top right corner. And then for this, we want to do on our agent site. You'll see you have two options here. One is your agent site and another one is as a landing page. So the difference between these is on my agent site is going to be an additional page on our website. And a landing page is a single standalone one-off page. We do have a landing pages class. That one is next Tuesday if you want to jump into that. So right now we're going to leave this as on my agent site and we're going to click on create page. So before I start building this page, I'm going to go over what each of these widgets are on the right side. So starting at the top, we have a team widget. So if you are on a team, you can use this widget to showcase your team members. Next, we have agent profile. So this is pretty much just your agent bio information from your marketing profile. And I'll show you what that looks like here. So there is our bio and information there. Next, we have a contact form. And then we have two testimonial options here. We have testimonial carousel or testimonial list. They both showcase your testimonials that are captured. It just previews them in a different way. So the carousel will kind of like be a slideshow, and then the list will list them on the page. Next, we have company profile. So we usually use this page to showcase Keller Williams or your market center. You can use this as a custom page if you want to add your own content to a page. You can edit the header here. You can add images and paragraphs. So you can kind of get creative with this if you want to. We have the testimonial capture form. So this would be to capture those testimonials. And then we have the download my app widget. So we're going to start with the download my app page. So I'm going to leave this widget in here. Now, when I am creating a page, the first thing that I like to do is go to the top left and rename it. Because if you look at the default name, it says new agent site, and then it has a bunch of random letters and numbers. So if you're creating multiple pages like we're going to be doing today, and you don't rename them, it can be a little difficult to sort through which page is which when you actually go to make them live on your website. So I'm going to back out of here, and this is going to be download my app. So another option we have over on the right side, you'll see at the bottom, there's a drop down for content blocks. So you also have the option to add images as well as text boxes. So for this page, we're just using the download the app page. So we're going to go ahead and click on configure widgets in the bottom right. And so this automatically populates from your information. It's got your branded URL link here. So once we have that done, we will save and apply. And then we're going to click on save changes in the top right corner. So it's going to ask us if we want to publish our page. If we were just creating this one page, I would go ahead and publish this. But because we are going to be creating multiple pages, I'm going to publish them all at once at the end. So for now, I'm going to click on no. So that's going to bring us back out to our consumer default page. So we're going to go ahead and create our next page. So again, we're going to go to the top right and click on create new page. We're going to leave this on my agent site. And then we are going to create. So for this one, we're going to do our mortgage calculator. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the top left and rename this page. So for this one, we're going to need to use our class notes to grab our codes. So if we go to our class notes here, and I will drop these in here again for you in case you missed them at the beginning. So we're going to find the section for mortgage calculator. So we have some instructions in here on how to do this, and then we have our code in here. So we're going to use this code to add our mortgage calculator widget to our website. So what we're going to do is highlight this whole code, and then we're going to right click and copy. And then once we copy that code, we're going to go back to command. And then we're going to want to grab a text box. So for this, we're going to go under widgets and go to our content blocks drop down here. And then we're going to click and drag our text box over. So once you see that green line there, you know it's going to drop in there. So we'll just drop that there. So there is default text in the text box. So you want to be sure that you highlight and delete that text in there. Once we have that text deleted, we're going to right click and paste that code that we just copied. So before we click off of this, we have one more step that we want to do. So we want to go ahead and highlight that entire code again. And then we're going to click on this link button right here. Once we click that, that's going to make our widget live. So here we have our mortgage calculator widget. So this is completely customizable on your site. So your clients can go on this page and adjust these numbers however they need to, and it will automatically update the information that they key in here. So when we add content blocks, such as images or text boxes, you'll see that the configure widgets at the bottom is grayed out, and you'll see that save changes is grayed out. So it's not giving us the option to save or publish our page right now. The reason for that is because the pages require you to have a widget on the page in order to save or publish. So what we want to do is add a widget here in order to publish our page. So I'm going to go back up to widgets, and I'm going to grab the contact form widget. And you can use any widget that you would like. If you would prefer to use the download my app widget or another widget in here, you can. So once we drop that down, you'll see that the configure button and the save button are available now. So we're going to go ahead and click on save in the top right. And once again, we are not going to publish yet because we're going to work on our next pages. All right, so once again, we're going to create new page in the top right corner. And the next page we are going to do is our school search page. So again, on my agent site, create page. So once again, the first thing I'm going to do is rename the page in the top left. And you can name these pages whatever you would like. You can customize the verbiage or text however you prefer, kind of make it your own. So we're going to go back to our class notes here and we're going to find the school search. So that's going to be the next one down here. Great school search widget. So for this, we are going to follow the URL link that is in our class notes. So if we click on the link here, we'll be able to click on the page. So once you go to this page, you're going to want to fill out the information here. So you're going to put in your location. You do not want to adjust the size. You'll leave that just as it is. You'll need to put your email in here. And then your website URL where it will be hosted. Once you have those three things filled in, then we'll click on the checkbox to agree to the terms and service. And once we click on that, we'll be able to click on the get widget code. So this is the code that we're going to need to add to our page. So I'm going to, again, highlight this entire code. And then we're going to right click and copy. So if we go back to our class notes, we do have the instructions on how to create this page. So we're going to use the agent profile widget. And then we have some text information that we give suggestions on. So we'll go over here and we'll go ahead and grab that profile widget and bring that over. And then we are going to click on configure widgets in the bottom right. And then we're going to go up and click on agent profile. And that's going to allow us to edit this widget here. So for a page title, if we go to our class notes, we have our suggested page title text here. So local school search. Next, we have role and company. So we're going to highlight all of that and delete that and go to our class notes. So we have our suggested text here, or again, you can use your own verbiage if you would prefer to say something else. Next, we have bio title. So in our class notes under bio title, you'll see that we said to just put a space as a filler. So what that means is we're not going to put any text here, but you'll see if we don't put anything there, we get a red message because it is required. However, if we click on that text box and just click on the space bar, that will override that message there. And then next we have the agent bio box, and this is where we're going to put our code for our school search widget. So you can click and drag that down to make it bigger. So we're going to delete everything from the bio box here. So we do want to be sure that this is centered on our page. So if we use our brackets and type in center, that will guarantee that our widget will be centered. So next we'll right click and paste our code here. And then same thing at the end, we're going to use brackets and center. And then down at the bottom, contact title, phone number, email, that can just stay as it is. So we're going to click on save and apply. And that's going to update our widget over here on the left side. So you'll see the map will be set to the location that you entered in on that site. They can view a list of the schools. It will be in order of ratings. And they can also search for a different area if they're looking at a different area. It does automatically pull your headshot photo in as the header photo. If you want to use a different photo here, like a school photo or something related, you can. So on the right side, if you click the trash can over the photo, you can then upload your own photo. We do recommend using a photo that you took or a free stock image photo, just to avoid having any issues with copyrights. So now that we've got that done here, we will save changes in the top right. And once again, we're not going to publish this yet. We still have some more pages that we're going to create here. So next we are going to do our Keller mortgage. So we'll go ahead and create new page again on my agent site. So again, I'm going to go up and rename the page before I get started. And for this, we are again going to reference our class notes. So we'll go into our notes here and look for Keller Covered, Keller Mortgage, which is the next one here. And again, we have instructions in our notes how to do this. So if you do need a reference back to this at any time, you can always go back to our recordings on our YouTube channel and reference these class notes, and you'll be able to go through this step by step. So for this, we do have a website link URL here, just like the school search. So we're going to click on that and then click on the link. So that's going to redirect us to this Keller Covered page. So we're going to scroll down to step 1, and you're going to enter your name here. What this is going to do is this is going to brand the page widget to you as the agent. So it'll have your name on there, your contact information. It'll be branded to you. So we're just going to select a demo here. And once you select yourself from the list, you'll click the search button. And then once you do that, it's going to give you your page URL here. So we're not going to copy this quite yet because we have to grab another code first. So we're going to leave this open and go back to our class notes. So for this, we are going to need a text box. So if we go to Command and we go to our content blocks in the bottom right, and then we will click and drag our text box over. So again, that default text is in there. So we're going to highlight and delete that. And now we're going to go to our class notes, and we have this code here. So we're going to go ahead and grab this code. We're going to highlight that, right click and copy. And then we're going to go back and paste that to our text box. Now, before we save this, we want to update this highlighted link. Oops. Fix that. So we're going to want to update this highlighted link with our custom Keller Covered link. So from here, we're going to go back to that Keller Covered page. And under the Your Page, we're going to click on Copy. And now we will go back to our command. So once you highlight that highlighted link there, if we right click over that and paste, that will paste our custom code there. So now we're going to highlight all of that text, and we're going to click this link button to make that live. So here's our page. So again, this is just a demo page, but when you brand this as yourself, you'll see your agent name up here and your contact information over on the right side. So if we scroll down, this is all information about Keller Covered, Keller Mortgage. And so again, when we use a text box, in order to save changes, we do have to have a widget in here. So we're going to go up to widgets, and we're just going to grab a widget here. So now we can go ahead and save changes in the top right. I am not going to publish yet. So next we are going to do a what's my homework page. So we're going to go back to the top right and create new page on my agent site. And again, I'm going to go up and rename my page. So for this, we are going to use a contact form. And we should have notes in our class notes for this page as well. What's my homework here? So you'll see we suggest using the contact form, and then we have suggested text here to use. So for the contact us line, we're going to highlight and copy that. We're going to configure widgets in the bottom right corner. Click on our contact form up here. And then we're going to change that contact us text to our class notes text. Next, we have the contact us body text. So again, back to our class notes, we have our suggested body text here. So I'm going to highlight and copy this. And just like everything else, if you have different verbiage you would prefer to use, you can customize this however you would like to. So the contact us body text is going to show up under the header text. And then next we have our message placeholder. So this is the message that shows up in the message box here. It's kind of a suggested text for your clients to see. So we're going to go to our class notes and we're going to grab our text for our message placeholder. And then you have your phone number. If that is showing an incorrect number, you can click the drop down and be sure you grab the right number from your marketing profile. And then we will save and apply. So you'll see once we save that, it automatically updates here on the left side. So here is our contact form updated for a what's my homework form. So what this will do is if anyone fills this form out on your website, they will enter your command database as a new lead, and then you'll be able to reach out to them. So now that that's finished, we're going to save changes in the top right. And we've got a couple more pages to do, so we're not going to publish quite yet. So next we are going to do our testimonial pages. So this will be 2 different pages. We're going to do our page to capture our testimonials, and then we will do our page to showcase those testimonials. So we're going to start with the capture page. And again, we have suggested notes. These should be up at the top. So we have testimonial capture page and testimonial display page. So I'm going to go back to command and rename my page. I'm going to do leave a review. Again, you can use any verbiage you would prefer. So for this, I'm going to grab the testimonial capture form widget. So we'll click and drag that over. And then we are going to configure widget, testimonial capture. So if we go to our class notes here, so under team name, we suggest using your team name if you're on a team, or just yourself as the agent name. So for us, we're going to put in Scott Leroy Marketing. And then next we have our headline text here. So we're going to grab our headline suggested text from our notes. And then for all these other boxes here, You'll see in the class notes, we note to leave the rest of the fields as is. So we're not going to change any of these other text boxes. So once we have those first two text boxes done, we're going to save and apply. So that's going to update the header up here. And then it's going to add our name in here. How would you rate your experience with Scott Leroy Marketing? So there is our capture form. If by chance you do have your clients reaching out and saying that they're having trouble submitting their form, they do have to fill in all of the required fields in order to submit. So I would recommend confirming with them that they do have all the fields filled in. So anything with the red asterisk symbol is going to be required in order to submit the form. So this form is done here, so we'll go ahead and save changes. And we're not going to publish yet. So now we will do our testimonial page to showcase those testimonials that we capture. So we're going to create a new page. So in our class notes here, you'll see we have our suggested headline and intro text. So you have the option to use either the testimonial carousel or the testimonial list. I'm going to use the testimonial list page for this one. So we'll go ahead and click on configure widgets. So we have our headline text, so we can grab that from our class notes here. So this will be client reviews. And then we have our intro text. So down below that, you'll see client details with some chat boxes here. So this is where you can select what you would like to show up with your client reviews. So you can showcase just their first name, or you can have their first name and last initial. You can add in the client since year, or you can remove it. So once people start leaving reviews on your capture page, then you would be able to go in here and add those to your website. So down here, we have selected testimonials. So these are ones that we have already selected. So if we scroll down further, down at the bottom, we have this browse testimonials button. So this is how we can add new testimonials to the page, as well as remove or adjust any of the existing ones. Now we will note we are not able to change the order that these show up in. They do show up from oldest to newest. Unfortunately, they do not have an option to reorder those at this time. So once your clients leave you a review, you'll be able to see those under all testimonials. And then once you click on the checkbox, that will add it to your web page. So that added it right up here. And then to remove them from your site, you would simply go under the top selected section and uncheck the review that you want to remove. Once you've made your changes, you will click on continue. And then we have our testimonials here. So now that that form is done, we'll go ahead and save and apply. And then we will save changes. And we're going to do one more page, so I'm not going to publish yet. And then after the next one, we will go through how to publish your pages and make them live. So for the next page, we're going to go over how to add a custom page to your site. So you can use this to add custom content. You can use it to showcase sold properties, as Command currently does not have an option to show those. You can kind of do whatever you want with these pages. So to make a custom page, we utilize Google Docs. So if we go and create a new page here, so I'm going to do a page for sold properties. So I'm going to change the name up here. And then we are going to need a text box. So I'm going to go under content blocks and grab my text box here. Again, I'm going to delete that default text here just so it's not there causing any issues. And then I'm going to go into my Google Doc. So I've already got this set up. So you can utilize Google Docs to showcase any custom content that you want to add to your page. We do recommend that you upload your photos and you don't copy and paste them in here, as sometimes that can cause them to show up as a broken link. And also, however it is formatted on your doc page is how it will show up on your website. So you'll see right now, this is all left aligned and it's not centered on the page. So if I highlight all of this and then go up to my alignment and center this, that will center it on the page, which will allow it to be centered on our website. So once we have our content created here, we'll simply highlight all of it and then right click and copy. And then we're going to paste that into our text box. And that's going to bring all those images and details over just how we have it in that document. So there is all the information from our sold properties document. So these do have to be updated manually. So you will want to go in and update this anytime you want to add or remove any listings. Or if you're using this for something other than listings and you want to update the page, you do have to make those updates manually. And so again, we used a text box. We don't have a widget in here yet, so we cannot save our changes. So we're just going to grab a widget. We're going to drop that all the way at the bottom. And now we'll be able to save our page. So this was our last page that we are doing today. So now we can go ahead and click on yes to publish our pages. This is how we're going to make our pages live on our site. Now, if by some chance you didn't click on yes, you lost that pop-up, anything like that, and you're not sure how to get to this area, if we go back out to the main consumer dashboard, if we go up to the top right, site and app settings, and then all the way to the right, we have a tab for agent site pages. So that is where we can publish those new pages. So on the left side, we're going to click on add page. And then it's going to give us a list of all our pages that have been created. So I'm going to start at the bottom with our first one that we did and work my way up. So we started with the download my app page. So once you select the page, you're going to set up your page title, your URL slug, and your SEO description. If you're not sure what to put in those boxes, we do have suggestions on our class notes. So you'll see page title, URL, and SEO. And you can customize the SEO description however you would like to as well if you want to use your own wording and text in there. When you are doing your URL slug, you cannot put spaces or special characters between your words. However, you can use dashes if you do want to separate your words there. Once you have those three boxes filled in, then you'll click on save. And you'll see that green banner settings were updated. So that means that page is now live on our site. So I'm going to go through and do this for each of our pages that we just created. Once I finish getting these added, I will go to the website and show you what they all look like once they're live. And last one here. All right, so that was our last page. So now that we have all of our new pages added and published, we're going to go back to agent site pages here at the top. So you'll see on the right side, all of these eyeballs under view are teal. So that means they are live on the website. So if they are gray, like this bottom one is here, that means the page is not live on your site, so nobody can view that page. So you do want to make sure that all of the pages that you want live on your site are reflecting that teal eyeball. Otherwise, you'll need to go to those site and app settings to activate those pages. So now if we click on our website URL here, this will open our website up for us. And we can go through each of those pages and see what they look like now that they are live and published. So if we go to the top and click on our name, that will bring out our drop-down menu. So all our new pages are listed here. So we'll start with the download my app page. So here is our app widget here. So this link will be branded to your custom URL. Then we have our mortgage calculator. So this will be our interactive mortgage calculator page, and it's just being a little slow loading here. It will fill out the whole page, but this will be interactive so they can customize this, and we'll go back into this and reload it. I'm not sure why it's looking funky right now. We have our school search page. This one's doing the same thing. They might be doing some updates to the websites right now, which could be causing some issues with the formatting. Oh, there we go. Now it loaded correctly. So here we have our location that we entered in, our school list in order of ratings, and the search option to search for a different area. So now let's go back to our mortgage calculator and see if that one loads properly now, since it took the school search page a minute. All right, we'll circle. There we go. So here's our mortgage calculator widget. So we can adjust these numbers over here. Everything's fully interactive. They can adjust the interest rate. All of this information can be adjusted to reflect what they are looking for. All right, so our Keller mortgage page. So again, this page will be branded to you. So it'll have your agent name up here and your contact information over here. All information about Keller Mortgage. And then we have our What's My Home Worth page. There we go. So there's that contact form that we customized for our information capture. And then we have our leave overview page. So again, if your clients have any trouble submitting reviews, just be sure they have all the required sections filled out. Our testimonial list page. And our custom page here. So that is all our pages that we just created, made them live. They look great. That about wraps us up for today's class. Thank you all for joining. If you have any issues or have any questions, you can reach out to us anytime. You can email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I hope you all have a great rest of your week.